Hello and welcome to this CrossYoga Yoga Faith Slow session. My name is Ria, I'm from Denmark. So today we're going to sit down on our mats to begin with. I'm just going to read you a very short Bible verse to begin with, a verse that will hopefully somehow be soaked into our breath, into our movement, into everything that we are during our flow, slow session here. So please take a seat on your mat, comfortable seated position. Make sure that your spine is straight and you have your core is tight. Close your eyes. And maybe take a deep breath and exhale. And if you want to pray out aloud inside yourself or speak it out if you're alone, you're welcome just to say, God, here I am, help me focus. Now feel your breath moving in and out. The expansion of your chest and belly as you breathe in. How everything settles slowly as you exhale. Different verses in the Bible speaks, of course, about Jesus, and he often says that he is the light of the world. I'm just looking at John 8 right now. I am the world's light. If no one who follows me stumbles around in darkness, I provide plenty of light to live in. That's verse 12, Message version. So Jesus is the light. So as you inhale, say to yourself, Jesus is. And as you exhale, the light of the world. Inhale, Jesus is. The light of the world. Try to keep your focus on this breathing meditation. Don't analyze, just keep focusing on the verse. I am light of the world, what Jesus is. We'll get back to the verse again. So now we're just gonna warm up a tiny bit. So put each side of your hand on the ground. Again, straight body line. Inhale as you rise up your arms, your palms meet on top of your head. Exhale, pull your hands down, thumbs toward your chest. So do this a couple of times. Inhale. Rise your arms up, palms meet. Exhale, slowly move down. The small movements you can even do with the verse that I said before. Jesus is the light of the world. So it might even be something you can do during your day. One last time. Now take a hold of your knees. Pull your back away from me, round your back, chin towards the chest. And then the other way, arch your back, lift your nose to the sky, and do this movement with your breath. As you exhale, you pull yourself back, round your back. You can come on the rear end of your sitting bones. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together and give some space to your chest to move with your own pace. One more move before we get into bigger movements. Take your right arm, pull down your left thigh. Again, straight spine, twist. Don't exaggerate your twist right now. We're still warming up, so slowly going to the other side. Feel like someone is pulling your hair. You don't arch back, but sit straight up. And then release. Get into all fours. If you have trouble with your knees, you might want to have a towel here. I'm just going to use it later, but something you can fold your mat or something like that. Hands underneath your shoulders. And make sure you squeeze in your abs just a tiny bit, and then move around as you feel is comfortable. So if you have any tightness in your neck, in your lower back, in your hips, just move freely. Warm up whatever you feel like you need to warm up. And remember to breathe, full deep breaths. All right, downward facing dog. So put your hands at the front of your mat, spread out your fingers, feet hip width apart, and you can again walk it out just a bit, opening up your hip. And I told you this was a flow, but a slow flow. But before we do the slow part, I want to get some body heat going on. So it's going to be a very, very short flow with a few postures. I'm sure you can handle it. So go to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart and forward fold. Hang around, relax your neck. And then round yourself up to standing position, mountain pose. So taking a deep breath, we inhale our arms up, and we exhale as we open up our chest, pulling our arms out like a cross, lifting your chest, heart opener. I'm just going to do this slowly one time. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and let your arms pull all the way down to the mat. So sway from the mat down here and move into chair pose with your arms aligned with your ears. Make sure you don't arch your back. You use your abs against straight core, feeling your thighs, and rise up again. Now this is our flow. So exhale is to open up your chest. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, forward fold with soft knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stay in chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, opening up your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Inhale, stay here. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, opening up your chest. High mountain. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, chair. Chair, exhale. Inhale up. Opening up, maybe a small back bend or deeper back bend now that we're getting warmer. Inhale, arms up. And continue with the pace of your breath. Go as low in your chair pose as you need to. Maybe close your eyes. Just feel what sensation your body gives you as you move and you breathe. And take it one last time through. Now gather your palms whenever you're done in front of your chest. Close your eyes. He is the light of the world. Whatever reflection that sentence gives you, just ponder on it just a few minutes or a few seconds. Opening up your eyes, we're gonna do lunge, high lunge. Step back your right foot, back end of your mat. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Front knee over the ankle, rise up your arms. Now we're gonna stay here for a few breaths. So make sure you enjoy it. You might feel a stretch on your thighs here. If it's too much, bend your knees. If you want to go lower and really get your strength moving, you can just stay here. Relax your shoulders. One last breath. And then we move into Warrior Two. So you might straighten out both legs, opening up your hips. The back foot goes towards the camera, opening up your chest. Have your hands and arms in aligned, looking over your front of your front hand. Bending deeply, however you want to be. Make sure that you notice where you are today. So if you feel like, oh, I'm going too low, just ease it up a little bit. Try to feel where your core is. Is it a bit in front? Or do you actually pull your shoulder shoulder back so your shoulders are aligned with your heels? Triangle pose. So straighten out your front leg. Make sure your hips again are aligned with your heels and lean forward. I always talk about my hands walking down my front foot. Stretching your hip. And again moving deeper if you can. You can either look down, or if you feel comfortable, if you can keep your balance, you can look towards the sky. Now lift up your heel, high lunge, just for a short pause, and then into a Warrior Three. So lift up your right leg, straighten your legs out. Maybe you want to stay here if your balance is a bit difficult today. Might be if you haven't slept that well. Otherwise, arms goes ahead, thumbs towards the sky. Hips are closed, so you want your glutes to be aligned. And high mountain. Slowly move to the front of your mat again. Release whatever tension you feel like. Doing these things on the other side. So stepping your left foot back, high lunge, going as low as you need to, bending your back knee as I said before if you wanted to. Raise your arms up, pull your shoulder blades back. Make sure that your arms and your shoulders are at ease. And as you breathe, you might feel how your front leg is really doing a lot of work here, but also try to focus on your back leg. Lift up your back heel. If this feels too hard, try to think, I'll just take 2 more breaths. If you don't feel any pain, of course. Moving into Warrior Two. So slowly move up, opening up your hip. Going down, trying to find your version of Warrior 2 today. It might be different on this side than on the other. Now your root lock. Maybe you want to give that a squeeze as you stand here. Make sure your pelvic floor is tucked underneath. And keep breathing a whole lot. Triangle pose. Extend your front leg. Maybe you put your hips a bit back as you lean forward. As I said before, this is not a posture that actually comes easy. If you make a triangle, you keep your hips aligned with your heels. One more big breath. Move out of this posture really slowly. Bend your knee, lunge. Put all your body weight on your front foot. Right leg, lift up left, Warrior 3. Or some sort of version of it that you like to do today. So you flex your back foot. And just take whatever posture, whatever small movement you're feeling in your heel, you're feeling your knee, calves, glutes. Just take it with you. And come into a high mountain. Raise up your arms and let's take a small break. Forward fold. You can take a grab of your elbows and sway from side to side. Jesus said he is the light of the world. He's not the light of the church only. He is the light of the world for everyone. Round up again, standing. Again, hip width apart with your feet. Feel your breath. Close your eyes. You can feel the ground under your feet, your mat under your feet. Now go down in chair pose 1 again. Lower down. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. You can still have hip width apart with your knees and with your feet. We're not going to do any twists, so you might as well just stay here. Going from this posture, lean forward and see if you can move your right leg to the back of your mat. Lunge or low lunge. So we're gonna have our back knee in the mat. So I'm gonna use my towel here for my knee. Coming down. The front foot. Again, we'll have knee and ankle above each other. So lift up your arms. You can pull your hips a bit forward, making sure you don't go to either side. We're gonna do this low lunge with a twist. So pull your palms together in front of your chest and squeeze them a bit together so you have a firm grip here. Take your right elbow, either a mild twist to the inside of your thigh or to the outside. Now as you do this twist, you can again lean forward just a little bit. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. I always say belly towards the inner thigh. Final breath. Maybe you go a little bit deeper this time. And slowly release. Again, always, if you feel a stretch, feel like there's some way you need to release, you're just more than welcome to do that. Rising up, taking your arms up. And we're going to do a back bend. If you feel like you need to support your back, always invite people to take a grab of your lower back. As you lean forward, opening up your chest, just hold the lower back a little bit. If you want to move further, you can put your body weight a bit differently if you have your arms raised above the head. You'll feel a stretch quite a few places in your body. You'll feel it on your hips. You'll feel it on your lower back, probably. And let's move out of this posture again. Straighten out the front leg. Run a stretch. Toes point towards the sky. And now it's a stretch on your calves and your hamstrings. So forward fold. If you can't reach the floor, you might have some blocks that you can put your hand on. Slowly, slowly move down. Make sure every piece of your body is trying to relax. Now release yourself. Coming to the front of your mat, stepping it up again. Forward fold as you exhale. Sun arms, I call it. Right your arms up to the sky. High mountain and hands down. Close your eyes, feel your breath. Maybe you feel different in your right side compared to the left because we did some stretching there. Keep your balance on both feet, chair pose once again. Take a look at your knees. Are they aligned with your toes? Or are you trying to get too far ahead? Pull them back so you have a straight line here. And go as low as you need to today. It might be like this. You're more than welcome to be up here. From here, left leg. Try to see if you can keep your balance as you move your left leg slowly to the back end of your mat. And lowering it down. Low lunge. So left knee in your mat. Rising up. Palms together. Hitch forward, maybe a little bit with your hips. If you're really open in your hips, you might go further than I do here. And again, twist either inside of your thigh or outside. Now as you're here, you might just build it up a little bit. So as I'm here, my hands in front of my face, so I try to pull my hands down, shoulders away from the ears. Slowly moving my hip a bit further. Looking down to the ground to ease my balance a little bit. And then breathing as much as possible. And as deep as possible. Releasing yourself. Back bend. So you can go back. You can either have your back toenails in the floor. If you want to do like this, you can do that as well. No problem. Just different preferences. So keep sure where your back is with your hands in your lower back if you prefer that. If it's your neck you sometimes have issues with, I like doing this one, helping my neck not to go too much back as I do a back bend. Remember to breathe. Make sure your hips don't move to the side. Keep them where they are. We don't want to do any move in a posture that eases the stretch. We're going to go where we feel it, but still can breathe deeply. Last inhale. And straighten out your front leg. Stretch your calves and hamstrings, toes towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Now if you're that flexible, your forehead easily touches your leg, you might want to go for your chin towards the knee. Gives you a bit deeper stretch also on your back. Let's just stay here for a stretch. Make sure your left knee, the knee that's in the mat, and the hip, again, are in line. So you don't move your hip out to the side. And release. Child's pose or some other posture that you feel relaxes your body. If you do child's pose, I always recommend that you have more than hip width apart with your knees, so your chest and belly can go all the way down without any trouble. Forehead to the ground. Maybe you want to massage your forehead. Especially if you're feeling the tension there. If you're feeling the tension in your neck, it's a nice thing to do. Jesus is the light of the world, he says. Do you have any darkness in your life that you feel like you need to get Jesus' light on? We have the last session, the last portion of our slow flow, and that's more strength and back bending. So come to your belly on your mat. So you can put your hands under your forehead, your toenails in the ground. We don't stay here for long because we lift up our feet, lift up our knees, lift up our front, and maybe pull our arms out to the side, pushing our shoulder blade together without moving our shoulders towards the ears. So lift up and feel how your whole back is moving, how your glutes are involved. And we'll stay here for a few breaths, even though it's hard. And exhale to lower down. One big breath. Maybe side it out. And then we do it one more time, 3 times in all, okay? So come with me. We all need to do some exercises for our back. It's like our front is always in the light. We always focus on our front when we look in the mirror, but the back is just more, well, it's there. But we need to focus on our back as well, all right? We don't have a healthy muscles on the back. We don't have a healthy front. Go down and breathe. One last time. Lift up. Arms out. Pulling shoulder blades together. Maybe go a little bit higher. As you know, this is the last time that you're here. Okay, so do and give it everything you can. 2 more breaths. And come down. Stack your hands, forehead on your hands. I'm gonna have a back bend cobra version of the cobra. My back is quite tight, so I put my hands in front of my nose here, lift up, shoulders away from the ears, and raising up my front. And if I feel like I can move it, my arms a bit closer. If you have a back that really want to back bend, you might want to pull your hands underneath your shoulders and then rise up. But don't do anything you shouldn't do, okay? So stay here actively pulling shoulders down. They really want to go up there. I know it. Close your eyes and feel where it's stretching, or where the sensation is in your lower back. Relax your glutes. And release. Now come up on all fours. We're not gonna stay here for a whole lot. Now take your back the other way, so chest towards the chest just moves in. Squeeze in your navel. And release. Boat posture. So now we have done some exercise for our lower back. So we're going to do a little bit for our core. Now the easy version would be with your heels on the ground. You can do that. Otherwise, just lift up your heels so they're in line with your knees again. Make sure you don't arch your back. Straight body line, and that core is going to be really tight now. Feel free to do something else if you feel like it today. One last breath, you can do it. And come to seated posture, knees still bent. Make sure your sitting bones are well down in the mat, and then lean forward. Take a hold of your feet. Everyone can do this if they bend their knees enough. So do this and then lean forward. And then you might want to straighten out your legs a little bit, but I want you to feel the stretch on your lower back. This is a forward fold, just a seated version. Try to keep your spine really long. This will probably make you feel the stretch more on your lower back. On your exhale, you might take one more deep stretch. And release yourself out of this posture. Come into a comfortable seated position, whatever it looks like. Gonna do some stretching of our neck, so lift up your right hand, see if your fingers can find your ears, and pull your head to the side. Now the free arm, your left arm, can go behind you. So let's sit here. Make sure again you don't lean back. You might feel a stretch from your neck to the top of your shoulder. Roll your head to the front, and let's do the other side. So lift up your arm, going to the other side. Jesus is the light of the world. No darkness is ever strong enough to keep his light away. Now we have to remember that. Also, when we feel darkness approaching in our own life, that Jesus is the light. He will always be stronger than darkness. Put your head back, release just a tiny bit. Spinal twist, so coming down your back. This is the last posture before resting. Laying down, lifting up your feet from the ground, 90-degree angle in your legs. I pull my hands out again like a cross, and then you could put your legs to your right side, all the way down. You're laying on your hip. And make sure if you're on the right side that your left shoulder is squeezed as much to the ground as possible. Maybe your shoulder touch the ground, maybe not. Your leg should touch the ground. If you want to move further, you can take that top leg and twist it underneath the other leg, and then you will have a deeper stretch in your lower back as well as your glutes. I always just look up with closed eyes and try to take as deep breaths as I possibly can here. Coming back on your back, releasing just a little bit before we do this spinal twist the other way around. And move it to the side. Now make sure your heels don't touch your glutes. You still want 90 degrees in your legs as you go to the other side as well. As I did before, you might have that top leg underneath that bottom one for a deeper stretch, but don't do it if your shoulder lifts up on your right side. Relax your whole body as you breathe. Come into your back, resting corpse pose. So come down, hands on the ground, feet fall to each side of your body, palms facing upward, making sure your shoulders relaxed. Inhale, Jesus is. Exhale, the light of the world. Now, if there is any dark places in your life, pray that God's light, His grace, and His mercy will come into those dark places and scare off all the dark spots and all the dirty places. He will do it if you say, okay, I have the courage to invite you in there. It might hurt, but I need the light. No more hiding. No more hiding. If you don't have any specifically things about dark places, maybe just pray for people that you know are in a dark place right now. Maybe just pray for God's light to those dark places. I recommend that you finish up your prayer and just stay here and just let God's light touch your heart in quietness. But as for now, I'm going to finish this video, but I just suggest that you push pause on the video and just lay down again for another 5-10 minutes. May God bless you, and thank you for watching.